podcast, Culture Shock Therapy, where we get into a whole lot of therapy for all of the culture shocks we experienced as third culture kids. We are your hosts. I am Shauna. This is my sister Tessa. And today we are getting into our 17th episode. It's all about perspective. So stay tuned if you'd like to dive in with us.
Yep. So this past weekend we had a birthday party actually of another fellow TCK. And we were talking to somebody there and we just started chatting about like what it's like growing up abroad and how it changes your perspective in life and on things and just kind of like gives you a reality check sometimes, and at the same time I think it might do the opposite sometimes because you're used to all these like, you know, kind of fancier things. So we were talking about that and we thought it'd be really interesting to get into that for a podcast episode. So what were we going to call it again?
It's all about perspective.
It's all about perspective. Welcome.
You want to do a quick check-in?
Yeah, check-in. How are you doing? Because I have to. No.
We have just like in great detail discussed how we are doing, so I'll give you like
it's probably better that it's not like live, you know.
Yeah, like a synopsis of it. Doing okay, getting there, figuring out my place and things at work, and straightening some things out, and just getting back to the swing of things. Enjoying living with my partner. Yeah. So all in all, I'll rate it like a 7.
Okay, that's pretty decent.
Yeah. How about you?
I have not had the greatest week. Just like a lot of different aspects of it not going too great. So like I'm fine, but I'm just kind of
fine.
Yeah, what do you call it? Like I'm genuinely okay. I just have a few things that are bugging me, but it's not enough to like make me feel not okay. So I'm so I think I give it like a 5 or a 6.
Oh, that's good. It's acceptable. It's
yeah,
acceptable.
Like it's
sorry,
not like my life is shit. Honestly,
I'm at a 50%, but that's great.
It's better than 0. All men at work who would ask like, oh, and what makes it that it's a 50 and not a 40? So no, sorry, I enjoy my work. I just I feel like I shouldn't have said that.
That's okay. No worries. I just realized I also forgot to like be like, oh, what's on the finger? I'm pretty sure in my own stupidity I broke my finger. Yeah.
You just can't get rid of hospitals. Like you just enjoy breaking things too much.
Yeah, but
you're a little masochist.
It's actually like a little bit dumb.
A little bit.
Today at work, my manager was like, "What happened to your finger?" And I'm like, "It's a funny story." She's like, "Is it a Shauna story?" I'm like, "Yeah."
That just like says enough.
Yeah. So I was playing on the Nintendo Switch with my partner. We were playing tennis, and he had advised, you know, if I'm going to sit the way that I'm sitting, and me being the way that I am, scooch over the coffee table because I'm going to whack some things over. There's a coffee table like right in front of us, and there's like a big glass of my drink, and in a all too impassioned tennis swing to beat my partner at the game, I like full force smack my finger on the edge of my glass, and it really hurt in the moment, but I was like, you know, you're like into the game, so you're like, okay, it really, really hurts, but I need to like win this game. And
priorities.
The round ended, I'm like, why is it still hurting so bad? And I looked, and there's just like this lump on my finger, and it's blue, and I'm like, and he's like, did you really just break your finger playing like Wii Nintendo tennis? I'm like, I think I did. He's like, what have we learned from this situation? I'm like, move over the coffee table. So yeah, I'm gonna get it checked tomorrow because I'm like,
It does sound like he has experience with like you and this.
I'm afraid so.
It's not the first time he's taken you to the doctors for dumb things. I feel like you never go to the doctor for anything normal. It's always like, hey, I did like this really weird thing and I tripped up the stairs and I shattered my kneecap, or I was playing Nintendo Wii. It's never a normal thing like, hey, I have a fever for a few days. Could I maybe get some like medicine for that? No, you just gotta.
That's basic bitch shit, you know? I'm only there for the hardcore things. Yeah, I did take a look through my file the other day. I'm like, it's a weird combination of reasons that I came in.
I looked at my file recently too, and I was a little bit weirded out. Like every phone call I have done, they've put in there, and that weirded me out. Like, oh dang, it's like reading back your cringy moments, even though you have every right to call the GP. But like,
yeah,
it was weird.
I understand you.
Yeah.
So we're both like, if not mentally, then physically just hanging on.
Yeah, going great, hanging on by a thread. The dumb thing is we both just got back from holiday. It's not like it's during the holiday. You're like, oh, I
Yeah.
need a break.
Yeah.
Um, but a positive note, you did my nails over a week ago, and they're all still on.
They're looking really
I
good.
feel like it's the
Yeah.
first time that they've actually like been on for this long, knowing me.
And also considering what was happening with the nail polish.
Yeah, I mean, this one you feel it; it's rough,
Yeah,
and
but it's still on. I thought it would have peeled off by now.
I just have a little few. Like sometimes I'll have to get a file and file the edges because all of a sudden it's just like, hey, I'm gonna tear.
Yeah.
But I've never had it last this long. But I think soon they'll because my nail hair is like starting to.
Yeah, well, usually like about 2-3-ish weeks is a good
But I
set
like it.
time.
I feel so much more bougie when I have my nails done.
I feel you. I did mine the other day as well.
Nice. So,
But I do. I need to place to order, as long as as soon as I have money that I can spend on fun things. Yeah.
I was gonna say I got my salary today and I wasn't expecting it, so I was just like driving and I saw them like, oh, I don't
Always
mind those.
welcome.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So
So yeah, back to the episode. It's funny, we see each other every week, and I feel like every time there's still so much we could just randomly chat about.
that has grown.
It has, but I was talking to Dad about that the other day. How doing this podcast has helped our relationship.
Really?
Because don't you think so?
I mean, yeah, but that you talked to Dad about this.
Really? I don't understand. No.
I experience extreme distance from you emotionally.
No, because you know how when you see someone like 3 times a year, you're not going to tell them like the small things that happen in your life. You keep it big, but when you see each other a lot, you talk about the little things too. So we automatically have constantly more to talk about, and we, what do you call it? Je leeft met elkaar mee.
Yeah, you're more in sync, I guess.
Yeah, but you're also more. I don't know what the translation is. Yeah, like I genuinely care. Like, not that I didn't genuinely care.
That's something that developed 3 months ago. Is genuine care for each other.
Before that, strangers. Like at the party where we were talking to the guy, and he meant to ask where do you guys know each other from, like the friend that we were visiting, but he just asked us point blank, where do you guys know each other from? And we looked at each other after we'd like been talking for 30 minutes, like, we're sisters, we have the same parents. And he just looked at us like, I know.
Yeah. I was actually like, what are you going on about, mate? Like,
I thought it was obvious when we said no.
But I'm pretty sure he also thought, like, what's with the sass? Like,
why are you being like this? No, it was fun talking to him, but
it was.
No, how like we're living more together now, so you're more intertwined in each other's lives,
more involved.
Yeah, and how because of the podcast that's kind of happened, because now we see each other every week. We talk a lot during the week, actually.
I message you a lot.
Yeah. No, but it's so funny because before, like years ago, I felt like I just didn't exist to you if you didn't see me. I mean, we've talked about this before.
I know, but every time you say it, it's just so sad.
I remember like talking to Mom about this as well, because I really genuinely felt like you didn't care. It's okay, I've been mean to you too, so. No, I genuinely sometimes like thought you forgot about me, like you were an out of sight, out of mind person. You've gotten so much better at that now.
I still am, though. But
well, yeah, but you care about me now. So. And I enjoyed that you like come here every week. Like when we talked about moving this to Mom and Dad's, like building a studio there, and Koen also immediately said like, no, I like having her over for dinner every week.
I'm glad that you guys still feel that way.
And then Bo gets to see you every week, which is nice. So
yeah, I feel like he actively recognizes me these days.
Yeah, but it's getting better because the other day Mom had him and he looked at me and he reached out his arms to me and he like leaned to me. I'm like, that's the first time you've like, moved yourself to. Yeah, he's such a sweet, cute
very
boy.
Cute. He was clawing at my eyeballs this afternoon.
Yeah, that's dangerous now. Like
his nails are sharp.
He pulls my piercing out a lot.
Oh yeah,
lovely. And he does it like this new power move. It's really funny. We're totally not getting into the episode, but he has hands, obviously.
Really?
But then he'll laugh really hard if you like pretend to eat them. But now he'll stick his hand in your mouth and just grab your jaw like like some weird power.
Trapped you. You can't do shit.
And I generally sometimes I'm like clawing at him to get it out.
Okay. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
He's learning to like assert dominance.
Yeah.
I am.
Imagine that at 15.
Oh, gosh. It's gonna be a giant.
Shall we
Um,
like leeway into our
yeah.
topics?
Our topic is perspective, and I think it's interesting to talk about because perspective is very personal.
Mm-hmm.
You can never really understand or experience somebody else's perspective, but you can talk about it with each other.
Yeah,
And I find it funny how we can just like switch.
I know.
um
The power of the ADHD brain.
yeah. But perspective, and how I feel like growing up abroad broadens your perspective and really puts things into reality, like we were talking about Saturday. um when you see the problems that some countries face and some people face, like being in third world countries, hunger, not having electricity or running water or whatever, it really puts into perspective your own problems. Especially, when we were in high school and the worst problem was, oh my gosh, my best friend is mad at me because we have the same crush or something like that. And it feels like the end of the world because that's the biggest thing you've experienced
Yeah,
in a.
it's still valid. Like
Yeah.
just because experiencing other things in the world gives you more perspective on your life doesn't mean that whatever you're struggling with is not valid.
No, and I always find it a very toxic saying when people say like, "Oh, but somebody else has got it worse."
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
but
not a
that
competition, Bridget.
exactly. Why Bridget? But that doesn't mean what you're feeling isn't valid. And I think it's good to like have that balance between, yes, you need a reality check sometimes, because in life, nobody's gonna have a pleasant life all the time. You gotta build character, go through shit. Um, we have kids, you gotta let them go through hard things, even though it's really hard to see as a parent. That builds character. It's good. And at
Ooh,
the
some
same
reflection going on.
a favorite topic. And at the same time, what you feel is valid as well and has every right to be there. Um, yeah. So I feel like growing up abroad really puts life into perspective.
So I feel like what we did in high school, which I'll get into in like a second, was really had an active role in how we view this.
Mm-hmm.
I also think that mom and dad were really good in making us aware of these things. Like we would go on trips to Cambodia and bring things to orphanages and things like that. So they exposed us like when we were quite young. So then you're already able to gain perspective on how other people live their lives and
Oh, yeah. I have a really interesting question, but
okay, hold on to that thought. And then in high school, we would do these weekly trips called Week Without Walls.
yearly trips, not
Sorry,
weekly.
yearly trips for a week, once a year. You'd go in different teams to different countries, and you'd spend the year preparing. And it was all about service and learning about the country and the people that were there, and really as well regaining perspective as to, like how good our life actually is and how lucky and blessed we are.
And taking
um
what we have and being able to give it to others.
yeah, like we have a life in abundance and we can share that abundance with other people, whether it's with material things or giving English or swimming lessons,
Donating your time, yeah.
donating time. Yeah. So I think growing up abroad generally does already do that for you with perspective, but you can still grow up very sheltered if you grow up abroad. And I think then we were very lucky that from a young age, that whether it was mom and dad or school, that they really immersed us into the idea of going out to other countries that have it worse than us to serve them,
Yeah.
and gain perspective on life from, okay, like my problems are valid, but there's bigger things going on in the world, things that if you take the focus off of yourself, and spend your time and energy and thoughts with those people to help better their lives, it changes your whole mindset and it shifts your whole perspective on your own life, and
Yeah.
suddenly maybe your troubles don't seem so big anymore, also because you're not focused on yourself, you're focused on the
Yeah.
other person.
And I think that often also can help your own problems
Yeah,
because you're focusing on others. Um, and the funny thing is, like, while you're saying this, I'm also reminiscing the time that we lived in Dubai, where growing up abroad gave us a perspective that, everything was money and rich and whatever. And it's not always humbling. It can sometimes also make you very arrogant or entitled or
yeah,
whatever. So that it can really go both ways. It totally depends on the kind of family I think you grow up in, the values that your parents have, or the school that you go to.
yeah. But even in Dubai we would go to the women's shelter, remember?
Yeah, but that was mom and dad that did
Yeah,
that. And mom and dad, chose to live sort of in the middle of nowhere. Um, our birthday parties, like we mentioned before, were with a few friends and a sleepover, not the really luxurious hotel things. Um, So it was very, and that's also why we left Dubai, because the life there was too extravagant and they didn't want us to grow up thinking that was normal. But there are, of course, people who do grow up that way, and no shade at all.
Yeah,
But
just like what you find important in life. Yeah.
exactly, but there's a big difference. I think growing up abroad doesn't equal a broader perspective.
Mm,
Um, the
I
broader
like that.
perspective comes from the way you
Being
go about,
intentional.
yeah, being intentional, and sticking to those values even when it's not easy or uncomfortable or whatever. Because I mean, honestly, I remember one week that was, I loved all my trips, by the way. I genuinely loved it.
Yeah.
My first trip, we went to India, and we flew for 4 hours, and then I think we spent like 9 hours in a bus. Mind you, I get really car sick, and we were going up a mountain, so you're just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So that was a lot of fun.
Mm,
Um, and then we got to the top of the mountain, and we didn't have like showers. You had the bathroom, and you had to shower from a bucket. And I mean, like, I had really long blonde hair. You had to wash your hair, you had to shave your legs all from a bucket with cold water. Um, and at the same time, like, it's a fun experience because you get to really dive into, like, okay, so this is life here. Um, and you go to surf and you notice those things. And we worked really hard to build something. I don't remember. I think it was a court. Um, but at the same time, like, they're so happy that you're there and they're serving you. So it almost feels crooked, like, oh, I'm getting more than I'm giving.
yeah.
But the interesting question that I had,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
how like nowadays, the moment that a white person will try to serve or go on mission trips, and there's a lot of like controversy about that with white guilt and that you're not actually helping.
But it's more
Um,
for your image.
yeah,
Yeah.
or your own guilt feelings.
Yeah.
How do you like relate that back to? Do you feel like our trips, or
I like that question,
and
but
then with,
elaborate a little bit more.
like, okay, so take it broad, not just our school trips or our family trips, but
Mhm.
all of our experiences abroad. All of them had the best intentions,
Yeah.
and we genuinely always thought we were doing what was right. But how do you look back on it now with all the controversy around this topic?
Um, I love this question. Um, in my experience, look, when we were younger, mom and dad would take us on these trips. I would be like, "Oh, I want to go chill by the pool, and I want to do my own thing." And I wouldn't have the best attitude about it. Like I would go ahead because I was an obedient child and I would listen.
Right.
But it wasn't like my attitude wasn't one of I'm here to serve these kids or these people or um help their lives improve.
Yeah.
That came more during the Week Without Walls age in high school. But by the time I started with that, I was already 18. So,
And more
um,
self-reflection, I think,
yeah,
by that time.
yeah. So I was already older. You're able to think about it more for yourself. And it daunted me a little bit because I'm like, oh, but it's uncomfortable and I have to share a room with a bunch of people. Actually, having a very spoiled mindset. Um,
Really going into it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like kind of like, you have to share a room with a bunch of
That
people and
bothered you?
yeah, and I was used to having my own bathroom and it didn't bother me like a lot, but it was something that like kept me busy in
It
my
was in your
mind.
head,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And but I remember as soon as we were there after the first day that I was like, "Oh, I love this so much." And then we were all crying on the last day and um what was I going to say? Um it was never once I reached this age and was more aware of what we were doing and why it was important, it was never for me a thing of guilt. I remember when I was there, I would lock in. And like if buckets of cement needed to be transported, I was over there hauling buckets of cement. Whatever needed to be done, I was
Yeah.
like, I'm locked in. I'm doing this because that's what I'm here for. And I remember just really, really making the most of that time and always being
Yeah.
really sad when it was over. And I remember with senior Week Without Walls, we stayed in the country, and then we helped with this school, I think.
It was like a community center.
Yeah, like
We
yeah,
painted.
we made it murals and were these whole artistic projects. And I remember just a bunch of these large walls needed to be covered in certain colors of paint. And I was just like, I was in the zone. I was like painting like my life depended on it because I'm like, by the time we're done, these kids need to have a good community center, and we only had a week. um,
Less, I think.
yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But it was like about that time frame. Um, so I never really connected that to anything of like white guilt or anything of I'm doing this for my image. Because also, other than the fact that mom posted a picture of us like as a farewell, like oh they're going on their trip, I never posted about it. I never shared about it. Us as classmates would talk about it with each other, but
But it
it
was
was
never
never
look at
it was
us.
never something for me of like, oh guys, look at what I did and what a joy I am to have in society. Never even crossed my mind, to be
Yeah.
honest. For me, it was certainly at that age, yeah. Um, I'm here to serve these people and to do what I can in the time that I have to help improve their life in whatever way I can.
Yeah.
How about you?
I feel like it was always just part of it.
Mm,
It wasn't this thing of, oh, look at me serve. I love that we got to have these experiences because I also enjoy like physical work.
hmm.
It's something that I understand and I'm good. That sounds like I don't understand other things, but it just makes sense to me and
Yeah.
my brain enjoys it.
Yeah, and you
Um,
see the result of what you're doing.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't want to like do that work every day of my life, but I was always genuinely sad to go home again.
Hmm.
And I would just be like on a high the whole week that we were there. And like I said, it was something that you just did. It wasn't special or I feel like
It was an honor to go.
it was, but it was also part of life.
Yeah, but and what I say with an honor is it's not like, oh, I'm so great, but more like we get to go.
You know, of course,
Yeah.
but I also mean like a part of life in the sense of this is something that you do.
Yeah.
You should do because it's good to do. And I mean, you never know how they experienced it. You know, like, oh, here come the white people again, and then they leave again, even though I think we had like three white people in our team because the rest was Asian. And we were in Asian countries. But so I can never say like, you know, how they experienced it, but I know especially that trip we went on together,
Manila trip,
the organization that we worked with,
Kids International Ministries, right? Yeah.
yeah, they organized this so that people can come help. And I genuinely think that we helped them. And it wasn't like, oh, I got to do something and feel good about myself
Yeah.
because, you know, we were building this school, I think,
In
and
their homes.
the orphanage is giving swimming lessons because you had floods there, teaching the kids English, telling them about God. So you were genuinely making an impact.
Yeah, and just loving on the kids as well.
Yeah,
Kids that uh were also taken out of their home due to severe physical abuse. I remember this one little boy, his whole back was covered in cigarette burns. And then you get to, even though it's just for a week, just connect with him, play a
yeah.
game with him. Then he'll come sit, they'll come sit on your lap and they just want to hang out with you. Um,
And I think
yeah,
that's where the trouble lies in you're there for just a week, you know?
yeah,
So in this at the same time you might be hurting the kids by building the bond for a week and then leaving again. But I also think it's better than doing nothing.
it's showing that you care.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I can't always be here, but this is right now and
Yeah,
you know, I care. Um and like I said, it's better than doing nothing. So I never experienced white guilt because I never felt like I was doing it for myself.
mm.
And
I
I
think your
like
motive really matters.
yeah, and I like that for me it was just part of life.
Yeah,
And you know, also if you look at the organization that dad would go to play football with the kids, like the football was the motive for the kids to go to school the rest of the year.
yeah,
You know, that was their prize. Getting to be in a football tournament, getting a new uniform was super exciting.
yeah.
So I think there's genuinely a lot of organizations out there that do good.
And it was to help them also get out of poverty to give them a better life.
Exactly. So I believe there's a lot of, you know, white guilt around there, but I don't think that this was that.
No, I think in our case, it wasn't, it's not a part of what's going on. And also, I just want to wrap that up with something that popped in my head is people get a whole bunch of flack for sitting around and not doing anything and not participating enough and not contributing enough. And oh, people that are well off are lazy and bad people for not doing their part. But then if you do your part, you get labeled, for doing your part, and then that's a problem. And
Yeah.
so at the end of the day, you can't really appease anyone or everyone.
No, and it shouldn't be about appeasing others, I think,
No,
because
it's not about
there's
other
always going
people.
to be people that are hating.
Yeah.
Um,
So I feel like this whole thing, very good question, because I really liked like dissecting this. But if someone has a problem with that or they're saying it's white guilt, it's not relevant. You have too much time on your hands to, maybe you should go make a trip, you know? Yeah,
or do
gain
something.
some
But I mean,
perspective.
the funny, like, people always think like, oh, I'm going to do missions, I'm going to leave the country, but you can do missions like, for your neighbor, in your neighborhood, in your own
Yeah.
country. It doesn't need to be. And I think that was, at the time I couldn't see it. I was really upset that we were staying in the country for our last year because I thought this is our last year.
Yeah.
I've seen Singapore. I live here,
Mhm.
but now, like, this is popping into my head now. But looking back, it's a good realization and breaking the stigma of needing to travel to do missions.
Mhm.
Um, that there's enough.
You can make a difference in your own community.
Exactly. And I think there's so many people, that don't do good traveling, or they don't want to leave, and they're just as waardevol. Worthy is
Mm,
the wrong word. They're just as
important.
yeah, important as the ones who do go abroad, because they both require different types of people,
Yeah.
um, and that people need to follow the qualities that they have in that and not force themselves into a position that's not made for them.
Yeah. Fair.
Yeah. But so it changed a lot of perspective. You see what those people go through there, and then you realize that you have it really good, with your aircon on every night and your refrigerator and your hot water. And I miss
Yeah.
those trips, honestly. I was supposed to go, and then COVID hit like literally a week before we were supposed to fly, so that all got canceled.
Yeah, I remember. That was really
Sad.
sad. Yeah, those were good. Those were good times. I'm really glad that we had the opportunities to
Yeah.
do that, and had a school that facilitated those
Yeah.
experiences.
I would definitely, I think, encourage my kids as well to do that. Like, you
Mm.
have I don't know what the organization is called, but quite a few people do it. They go to like Rwanda and stuff.
Hmm.
I would encourage my kids to do that. I mean, I'd have like a meltdown thinking about them leaving the country without me, but
Yeah, I understand.
yeah. But no, it does a lot for your perspective to travel, and it depends, of course, where you travel to. Because if you only go to rich countries, then I think you might be left feeling inadequate or not content.
Yeah,
Incont-
yeah.
Not content. Incontent.
Discontent.
Discontent. That's the
Yeah,
word. But to each their own. Your choices in that.
yeah.
But this is a little bit our takeaway on traveling and
It's not
perspective of
about
the
where
world.
you go; it's what you do.
Sorry.
It's late. We're filming later than usual.
Yeah, and like last night I slept, but the night before that I didn't. So what do you call it? To each their own.
Do you want to do a different kind of
Wrap up this time.
yeah?
What do you want to do?
Well, because I'm just feeling like a little bit inspired slash curious. We started
Ooh.
a new series yesterday. Um, yeah.
I thought you were talking about the podcast for a moment.
No, no, no. We started a new series yesterday called Shogun.
I thought you
It's
were
on
watching
Disney.
Castle.
We finished.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
No, that's okay. We found Shogun yesterday, and it's like this Japanese period drama
Is
in the
it in Japanese as
1600s,
well?
mixed with English as well. Because there's an Englishman that's like on board a ship, and he kind of gets captured by the Japanese, and like leads this revolt against like all these conspiracies within like the Japanese government. It's like this whole big mess. We're only 3 episodes in, but
It's
it's
already
so
a huge
exciting.
mess.
Yeah, the first episode is an hour and 10 minutes, so it's like a mini movie. But I was just like wondering, like, if you're like watching like any good shows right now, because I am like excited when I get home. Dylan's gonna be home as well. We're gonna watch some episodes.
Um, I am currently watching Parenthood. I really like to rewatch series that I know, because like
Comfort shows.
comfort shows. Yeah, so my favorite all-time comfort show is Modern Family.
Mm-hmm.
For a while it was Friends, but then I got sick of it after watching it like 9 times.
Who would
Um,
guess?
and I like Brooklyn Nine-Nine a lot as well, but my all-time favorite is Modern Family. And I like to be able to have it on like while I'm working, so you have like the background and the also hormones, the dopamine.
Yeah.
But then eventually I'm like, okay, if I'm going to watch it again now, I'm going to get really sick of it, so I need some time. So now I'm watching Parenthood, which is, I feel like, kind of like a Modern Family, but a bit more drama instead of comedy,
Mm-hmm.
even though it has comedy in it as well. So I haven't seen it before, but I like it. Like, the first few episodes I need to get into it,
Mm-hmm.
but now I'm invested in the characters, and I enjoy watching it, but it's never like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I miss that, because I had that with The Rookie. We found
Love
The
the rookie.
Rookie.
The rookie is
Oh my gosh.
brilliant.
The funny thing is, for I think a year, Kun was saying to me, like, we gotta watch The Rookie. And for some reason I was like, I don't feel like it. And then when my maternity leave started, or I think right before, we started watching, and we immediately got hooked. So every night, evening, we would watch like 2 or 3 episodes, and then we finished. And I was like, but I have 3 more weeks of leave before my baby is born. What do I do? Because we went through it so fast. Um, but yeah, no.
The Rookie is a really good
If you
one.
haven't watched The Rookie, go watch it. It's seriously, it's clean, which we like a lot, but it's got a lot of humor. It's got attractive people,
Long storylines as well. I
good
hate it if there's
storylines.
per episode they just don't continue any storylines like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like how things come back, and it's like suspenseful
Mm-hmm.
without being too scary. Like I'm someone that gets scared easily, and will have like what do you call it? Not nightmares, but just like I'll be afraid.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's only one moment where I was like genuinely scared, where they, mm, I think where they went to like an old zoo looking for the masked uh, guy that would tattoo the DOD.
I don't remember.
It was just like really suspenseful,
Mm.
um, because you know he's there and you kind of see it, but you don't see it.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah, you're just waiting for the jump scare.
that, and it was in the dark, and I'm afraid of the dark. So then, yeah, okay, but go watch The Rookie. It's really good.
Yeah.
And that concludes as well our episode of I
All
forgot
about
what it was called.
perspective.
That. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed. I enjoyed making this video. If you've watched, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. It helps us out a lot. Once again, please do feel free to reach out to us. We really enjoy reading your messages. We always get really excited when somebody messages. And
In a few weeks, we'll be having our special guest on again.
yes, that's exciting as well. We've planned one special guest, and we're planning some more. So you have that to look out to. And if you have any topics you'd like us to talk about, please do drop them. And we'll see you next week. Thank you very much for listening.
Bye.
Bye.